Welcome to the Spicy Book Club podcast. I'm your host, Becca Novell, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. So, thank you, Lindsay, for coming on. I'm like so excited to have you here. I just got done with your book on audiobook, actually, so I can't wait to dive into it. But how are you doing? You doing good? You're up in BC, right? Canada, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So all the books I write are set in British Columbia here.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, and
Okay.
where are you at?
I'm here. I'm like about an hour or so south of Seattle. Like, so I'm not too far from you.
Oh, that's not
Yeah.
bad. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we're on the same.
Same time zone.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's so handy. I
it
cannot do the
is.
math. Whenever someone's like, I'm in this timeline, I'm like, I
It is.
cannot.
Yeah. When I interviewed Mandy Grayson, she's an author from Australia. We had, because she's like a whole day ahead. So we had to reschedule it like once because it's just we had the days wrong because both of us we were struggling with that time zone difference. And I was like, okay, you just let me know and I'll figure it out because that that was the hardest time zone for me for sure, was trying to figure out Australia because a whole day difference. And I'm like, wait, are you a day ahead, behind? I can never remember. So when I get interviews on the West Coast here, I'm like, oh, okay, this ain't
Yeah.
good. I know that time. That's good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
much easier. It's like, I need an adult to figure this out for me, please.
Yes, very much so. And I think even one point I had to ask my husband, I was like, okay, can you just, my brain's not braining. Can you help me please for a second? But so have you lived there your whole life there in BC?
So I moved out here, I think it was geez. Okay, so I moved to British Columbia going on, when did I buy my house? In 2015, so 2 years before that. So I moved out here in 2013, I believe.
Okay.
And then I grew up in Alberta and Saskatchewan.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I haven't been over that far in Canada, but I have been to BC a lot because that's really close to us. So,
Yeah.
yeah, gosh, it's beautiful up there. Is it really nice right now? It's beautiful down here, is it?
Oh, it's a gorgeous day.
Right?
It's a
Gosh, it's
beautiful, beautiful day. We're so
yeah.
lucky.
We are. I feel like this area, like the Pacific Northwest and like this that part of Canada is just so beautiful. Like I know other parts of Canada and the US are beautiful too, but I just feel like it's particularly beautiful on this side. We
I
have
agree. I'm super biased. If I had to live anywhere in the world, it would be here. And I
yeah.
even have a friend who's super well traveled. She grew up in Bolivia.
Oh
She's lived
wow.
everywhere and she's like, this is it. It does not get more beautiful than this. This is
It
where I want to
is.
be.
Yeah, when people come out here to like go hiking at Mount Rainier and like they see all the trees, they're like, it's so beautiful. I go, yes, it is. So don't tell anyone about it because we don't want any more people moving here because it's there's already a housing crisis. So yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
for good reason.
Yeah, yes, it's beautiful. So and it's a nice side to live on too. So you moved over there. Is that where you met your partner, your husband was when you moved over to BC, or did you guys how did you guys meet? And how does he like your books? Has he read the first one? Has he read the second one coming out?
So we actually met in the town where he grew up and where
Okay.
I was living with my mom from junior high through high school.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
And then we moved up to Calgary from there, and then we moved out to British Columbia together. And we've been together, I think it'll be our 15 years coming up in January.
Oh my gosh. Well, happy early anniversary. That's amazing. That's such a long time. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have kids together, and I read your bio that you also do you still manage the hot yoga studio? I've always wanted to do hot yoga. We
Oh,
had
it's
a
the best.
studio close to us, and then during COVID it shut down because a lot of small businesses did, sadly. And I've always wanted to try it. Like you get just sweaty, right? It just
Oh,
totally
yeah.
like detoxes you too, right?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. I want to do it so bad. That's on my list is to do hot yoga. I've always wanted to try it. And I saw that you also do goat yoga. Do you still do that?
I
Oh
do.
my
Yeah, I
gosh.
still do goat yoga.
So do you own goats then?
No, so it's actually a funny story. For the book that I wrote to get my agent, I was getting ready to write a goat yoga scene. Never been to goat yoga.
Yeah.
Um, and then the day before I was set to write it, I had a call from Man Farms out in Abbotsford saying, hey, our yoga instructor's sick. Do you have any yoga instructors who can come teach
Yeah.
this class? And of course, it comes to my phone because I manage the studio.
Yeah.
And I said, I volunteer as tribute. Please take
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So I've been teaching there ever since. Like I taught one class and I was like, please, for the love of God, call me when you need goat yoga. I am your goat yoga person from now on.
Yes.
And they
Oh my
have.
gosh. Oh, that's amazing. That's another one I've always wanted to try. So where I live, so my husband, we have about 9 acres here. So we have quite a bit of property, and I've always wanted to have goats, but just don't have the time for more farm animals right now. But yeah, they had a goat yoga about an hour south of us. I wanted to try. It just looks so fun. Like the little goats just going everywhere. Do you have a lot of them or just a couple that come out?
They're little dwarf goats, so they only
Oh,
get to be like
the
this
Nigerian
big.
dwarf goats. Oh my
Yes,
God.
yes, they're so cute. So they usually bring like five or six of them out. And in the spring, they bring out the little tiny babies. So they're just like
Oh,
wee little things. And then in the fall for Halloween goat yoga, they dress them up in costumes.
stop. Are you
I'm
serious?
serious. And
Oh
then
my
for Christmas
gosh.
goat yoga, they have like little Christmas sweaters for them.
I'm
It
booking my
is,
flight. I have to go.
you
That
got to come
sounds
up and
so
visit me.
fun.
I'll take you to
Yes.
goat
Oh
yoga.
my gosh. That sounds so amazing. And honestly, you know what? I should talk to my book club because that would be a fun girls trip to go up there and like do that and then have like our little book retreat that we want to do. That would be super fun. And it's
My
not that
dude,
far
I
from
will
us.
take you. I will take you to goat yoga, and then we can go to District 1881, where I set the new book coming out in July. I guess
Yes.
it's coming out in June, but I will take you there and take you on a
Yeah.
little tour and
Oh
get
my
you like
gosh.
wine drunk, and
I'm so
I'll take
excited.
you paddle boarding. It'll be so fun.
Oh my God. Okay, so I'm terrible at paddleboarding. I try,
Okay.
I have no core, but I like kayaking. So if there's kayaking, I could try that. But paddleboarding, I could try. I just know I will fall in. But
I'll get you a floaty and a drink and an
oh, perfect.
umbrella,
That
and
will
I'll
be
just tow
me.
you behind me.
That, perfect. Gosh, yeah, we're looking to do more stuff as a group, like kind of trips or little retreats of whoever wants to join in our book club. Um, but yeah, I came across your book. I think I came across your book from Andrea Anderson. I think she shared it or some, it was either Andrea Anderson. It came across on my Instagram though. So, and I was like, okay, this looks really good. And I started following you. And so I listened to this on audiobook. I go between a Kindle paperback audiobook. I switch through all of them. And it was so good. I really enjoyed it. Especially just like all the details. Now, you said that your husband is your muse. Did he inspire Dev in this book at all?
So personality wise, yes.
Yeah,
So my
okay.
husband is part Indian,
Okay.
but he's not Punjabi.
Okay.
So the whole cultural and multicultural part of the book is inspired by my move from Alberta to British Columbia.
Okay.
So like in Abbotsford, there's a huge Punjabi Canadian community. And I got to know so many amazing people through my work and through my
Yeah.
husband's work. And it was like I had grown up with one culture. Like everyone was white, everyone was,
Yeah.
you know, very, very much the same. And then I come out here, I'm like, oh my God, there's so many different ways to be Canadian and to
Mm-hmm.
experience what that means. So everything that I learned about, my new friends and about their wedding customs and everything like that kind of went into the book. And I had like probably 10 different sensitivity readers to go through it and make
Nice.
sure everything was good and happy
Yeah.
and everything. And yeah, so it was a lot of work, a lot of research. But yeah, in the end, I'm really happy with it. And the people who have read it have said that, it's very accurate and very respectful,
Yeah.
which was my goal. Because
Yes.
the goal was to be about when you learn about someone else's culture, it can make you see your own in a different way, which is
Mm-hmm.
what I experienced from moving to British Columbia.
Yeah. It is very well written and it is very respectful. And I really enjoyed the large family dynamic that Dev has because so I married into a very large family. Now, um, it's just a lot of people, right? And I came from a very small family. So seeing that part in the book, I was like, oh my gosh, I totally understand being overwhelmed, all the people trying to fit in, what Becky went through. I just totally vibed with that. I was like, I get that because I remember, that first meeting, the first time I met my husband's family. Oh gosh, there was so many people at this event, and it was the first time meeting everyone, and it was just so much, But it's awesome, we've been together for a long time too, but I really enjoyed reading this, and I have to say I don't want to say it's a gross little meet cute, but like
It is though.
it is. And like how they met on the plane. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I would talk to him because personally, I get so grossed out by puke. Even
Yeah,
like if
that
me and
was
my
my
son.
worst nightmare. Like, what is the worst possible case scenario to happen? I'm like, I gotta make it
Yeah.
happen. I call it a misfired meet cute. It's like, how
Oh, that's
terrible can this
good. Yeah.
go? And then I make it happen, and then they got to work themselves
Yeah.
back from there. But I wouldn't have talked to him again either. I'd have been
No.
like,
I've been
no, I
like,
don't care
thanks
how
for my
sexy you
bag.
are.
Yeah, I'm like, thanks for the bag. I can't make eye contact with you.
Yeah,
Like, I just
please leave.
can't. Please leave. Yeah. I just like, and I'm sure, like, he was probably super embarrassed, right? Because I would be horrified if that was me that got sick like that all over somebody. Oh my gosh. Like, I would be like, I can't make eye contact with you. I'm so sorry. Like,
Yeah,
and I do think it's really sweet that, he's like, I'll pay for your dry cleaning. I'm so sorry, and they just meet again at that other resort, and it's like this fresh start. And just how their relationship has, ups and downs. It's very realistic, as far as that dynamic goes between Dev and Becky, with what they go through as a couple, the cultural differences. It's something that really does happen for a lot of people, when they're first start dating somebody, and you're dating somebody who has different culture or religion than you. And like when I was in college, I did date a guy who was Muslim. And I was very excited to learn more about his culture, his family, but he didn't want to introduce, because I was not Muslim and I was not of his faith, but I was willing to learn, but it still wasn't enough. And we ended up, breaking up and being friends, but it just, it is, it's tough. It's tough for couples to go through that dynamic culturally. And
yeah.
yeah, it's just, I do remember like going through that with him. And, God, that was a long time ago. Like, I'm like aging myself. It was a long time ago. Um, but yeah, so to see that, and then also, um, his family, his sister is hilarious. Like, did any of these side characters, any friends, family inspire you for these little side characters? Because there are some funny characters on the side here that I would love to have a story about. I'm just saying.
I know. Well, my dream was to write a sequel with Priya and Angelina
Yeah.
for their wedding, which, spoiler alert. But in order to do that, it would have to be a dual point of view.
Oh yeah.
And in order to do that, I would need like a Punjabi Canadian author to work with me on that. And
Yeah.
so it's just, I have the idea. The book is basically written in my mind. I have it like the outline
Yeah.
somewhat drafted. Just waiting for the right person to do that with because it's not something I can do on my own. So
Yeah.
that's definitely something I want to do in the future because
Yeah.
I think that would be a fantastic story.
Oh yeah. I want to know
Yeah.
what happens. Like I love that they got together in the book too. And it's just it's just so funny when they go up to the bachelorette party and they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna hang out in the room." You're like, "Mm-hmm, yeah,
Hmm. You
yeah,
two enjoy that time
enjoy that
together.
time." Yeah.
Innocent little hangout.
Yeah, it was. Oh my gosh, so it's just I love it, and I do relate to Becky, and I think a lot of people do with their friendships that when you're growing up, you worry about growing apart with your best friend, and oh my gosh, Nicole's here taking over my friendship, oh my gosh, they have this bond, where am I standing? And as we get older, I mean, that is a real thing that happens, There are people that I was great friends with, best friends with, that we're not friends anymore. We just grew apart, nothing bad happened, but just grew apart, different lives, different states, different places. So what made you want to write this story? Just how kind of a little telling about you and your husband, or what inspired you to get going on this story specifically?
Yeah, so I started writing this one when after I'd had my firstborn, and I wasn't pregnant yet with my second, or maybe I just got pregnant with him. I'm not sure. But I'm about 8 years younger than all my friends because my husband's 8 years older than me. And
Mhm.
so most of my girlfriends are older than me. And I got married fairly young. And so my friends were coming into their 30s, their mid 30s, and some of them
Yeah.
were still single. And they had always envisioned their life following like a plan. Like I did everything I was supposed to do. I got my college degree.
Hmm.
I've been doing this, I've been doing that, I've been doing that. And now I'm panicking because we've been ingrained with this timeline of the way our lives need to progress and an age at which they need to happen, which is completely false. But even though we tell ourselves that it's false and we know it's wrong, we still feel that way. So I was
Hmm.
watching two really close friends of mine kind of go through this like, when's it going to be my turn? Maybe I'm not going to get to have this. And fast forward now, they both have found like fabulous partners and they had their first baby at 40,
Oh, wow,
healthy, beautiful
nice.
babies. So there isn't a timeline, but I really wanted to capture that feeling that my friends were going through. Just like I remember those girls' nights with glasses of wine with them, becoming kind of tearful and like anxious, and I wanted to try and hold on to that a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much what it inspired it for sure.
Yeah. It's just it's a really heartwarming story too. Um, you know, at kind of the I call it like the big kind of scene right before like the ending there, when they are just she's miserable, right? And there's not great communication between them as a couple, and just a lot going on. It just, oh my gosh. I'm gonna be honest, I was so nervous it wasn't gonna be a happy ever after. I was like, please don't do this to me, because like we've gone through so much, and they've gone through so much in this book, and I really thought that was like going to be the end, and she was going to pick herself up and move on. And I was like, please don't do this to me. And when, she's sitting there, I'm guessing like I would over any breakup, sitting there in sweatpants eating just cartons of ice cream or wine or whatever, right? And then her his mom comes over, and that to me, like, that is like the sweetest gesture and kind as a like some as a mother-in-law, to do to their future daughter-in-law. Like, I just think that is just, oh, it made me all teary. I was like, this is so sweet. And I I thought the spice was great throughout the book. I just loved everything. I thought it was wonderful. And like I said, I listened to the audiobook, and I do have a question, because I haven't asked an author this. When you have an audiobook done, how do you find a narrator? Do you just find picks of somebody that you think would be great, or how does that work exactly?
So for Not Your Basic Love Story, it was done by a separate company that does audiobooks, and they just
Okay.
paid for the rights to Rising Action to do it. And
Okay.
then they picked the narrator. I think I had a choice between two or three people.
Okay.
And then when it came for Holly Jolly July,
Hmm.
I was sent like, here's five names for this character, here's five names for this character, because it's dual narrated for Holly Jolly July. And then I ranked my least favorite to my most favorite sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I don't know who they picked yet for that one.
Oh, it'll be a
So
surprise.
yeah, I
Oh,
know they've
great.
started working on it now. so it'll be done in time for the release in June. But
Yeah.
I don't know who they picked. I should probably ask.
Yeah. It's and that book kind of pivoting into that. I am so excited for that book. So it is a sapphic bi romance and it's set like behind the scenes of them making a Christmas movie, correct?
Yeah.
And is it a makeup artist and a hairstylist? Did I read that right?
It's a makeup artist and the actress that she's working
Actress.
with.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Gosh, it looks so good. And what made you decide to write a sapphic by romance, if you don't mind me asking? I think it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So I'm bi as well. I've been openly bi. I asked my husband when I told him that I was bisexual, and he's like, I don't think you told me. I think we both just always knew. And he would always tease me if I was like around a girl I had a crush on, and he'd be like, You're acting so weird. I'm like, No, I'm not. Everything's fine. Talk normal.
Talk
So
normal.
it's always been kind of a reality for me. And I love reading both types of spicy books. Like I love, Ashley Herring Blake just as much as I love Sierra Simone. And
Yes.
then I had this kind of weird idea, like you have to choose if you want this spice or this spice, but what happens if we had a book where you had both? Like, what if it was truly bisexual?
Yeah.
And so I was looking for a book like that and I couldn't find one. Like, I don't think it's been done in traditional publishing. So for Holly Jolly July, it starts off with these two women in this small town filming a Christmas movie, and it all starts happening like in those Hallmark movies. Like, they find the perfect guy and everything's going great. And so you have Open Door Spice with those two women and their boyfriends, and everything just goes absolutely awry
Yeah.
by chaos, disaster, wonderful. Yeah. Anyways, so then the two of them start falling in love with each other as they start prank warring these evil ex-boyfriends.
Yeah, gosh, I was gonna say I totally agree. I have not found a book that is like that. I am bisexual as well,
Yay, high
and
five.
high five. And I read a lot of bi romance, but also like doesn't really have like that part you're talking about where it is I don't want to say truly bisexual, but that it
Yeah.
shows it more. Um and so I'm really excited to read that because I haven't read anything like that. And I do love Christmas movies. So I'm really excited for that. I love the holidays, Halloween and Christmas. I like decorating. That's my thing. I just
Oh yeah.
go all out for all of that.
And those are the best ones to decorate for.
It is. It is. And I think also because being raised in like a religious trauma kind of household, I wasn't allowed to celebrate. So
Mhm.
we go all out for Halloween and Christmas because, you know, I wasn't allowed to even go trick or treating when I was a kid. So it was like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I love it. So reading, I'm excited to read this book. It comes out, you said July or is it June?
It comes out June 17th, actually.
Okay.
The name is Holly Jolly July, and it takes place in July. It comes out during Pride Month. So,
I was gonna say, I think I
yeah,
saw that. Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm writing this down, the date. So June 17th. Perfect. Okay. So when you were given the opportunity to publish Holly Jolly July, I saw your little screenshot of the publisher's market
Hmm.
there. How does that work? I've seen that. I'm still very new to this book community, so I'm learning everything as I'm doing this podcast about what authors go through. So, do you did you pitch your story to a publisher, or how does that work exactly, or how did that work for that book?
So the very first book that I wrote, I queried a whole bunch of agents for it and didn't hear back from any of them. So I scrapped that one and I wrote Not Your Basic Love Story. And I got more feedback from it, but it still wasn't until I had like 100 rejections before I finally
Oh,
got that
wow.
yes. Yeah, it was with Rising Action Publishing. They were just brand new. I think I was the third book they ever published.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
That's
we were kind of
awesome.
figuring it out together, and they've come. such a long way. They even have one of their books being turned into a series on Amazon, I think.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah. So, and then after I wrote that book, I wrote another book and I queried that one just a little bit because I was really happy with Rising Action 2.
Hmm.
I just had like a couple dream agents I wanted to send it to,
Yeah.
and one of them got back to me at PS Literary. I pretty
Wow.
much pooped my pants.
Yeah.
And so I signed with Claire Harris at PS Literary. And we took that book on submission to so where they send it out to the editors.
Okay.
And it did pretty well. But then I wrote Holly Jolly July, and Claire read it and was like, Lindsay, we need to get this one out ahead of Christmas. Let's table this other one because this book is timeless. It
Yeah.
doesn't have a deadline for when it's going to expire. It can be published whenever. But I think this one would be really good to go out with. So
Yeah.
we put that one out on submission in, I believe, November, and then we had a book deal in January or February.
Oh, wow.
I think, I don't know, time is an illusion.
Yeah.
But so that was for a two book deal. So this one comes out June 17th this year, and then I have another one coming out the following year.
Very cool. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I This is just such a cool process. And it sounds like it's a long process. Like you have to go through all these hoops to jump through to get to your end goal. And I think, who was I talking to? I can't remember what author I was talking to about this, but they said that most of the time when books are being released, authors are just still right, like they don't really get breaks, right? Like you're always doing something. If you're on a book tour, you're writing. If you're writing, you're doing this. There's just so much going on. You have to get all these deadlines and submissions in, which is just crazy. Like, I don't think I could do it. I think I would just, because that sounds like it's a lot of work. Like, and I'm so impressed with authors now that I've learned a little, like, behind the scenes. Like, it's just to get these works of art out to the public is just, I think it's incredible. And so thank you for sharing your art with us. I really love it. So Holly Jolly July, is it going to be a one book, or is it going to have a sequel or anything like that? Any hints? Any?
Yeah, so this book I did write it as a standalone,
Okay.
and I had a really good idea for a sequel. Um, but when I pitched my editor like the various ideas I had, she chose a different idea. So I'm gonna keep that idea on the back burner, but
Okay.
this one is just standalone, and then the next book coming out is all by itself as well with completely new
Nice.
characters. But
Okay.
it's gonna be bisexual as well, and I don't know if it's gonna have open door spice that goes both ways. It's gonna be spicy, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be open door both ways, just like Holly Jolly July. I'm not sure yet. I'm still drafting it. I'm like
Yeah.
halfway through the first draft.
Nice. Oh, I cannot wait to see that. That's so exciting. Are you having any like events for Holly Jolly July, like in your area, like for like a book release party or anything you want to talk about so people can RSVP or meet you somewhere?
Oh, well, I don't think I'm gonna do any in-person events because I don't think anyone's gonna show up. So but I do have like I've partnered with Third Place Books in Seattle
Okay.
and with the Bookman in Chilliwack and Abbotsford. So if you pre-order your books from either of those locations, you get a signed copy as
Nice.
well as like all the pre-order swag. So for pre-orders, like it doesn't matter where you get your pre-order from. If you just send me your receipt, I'm gonna send you in the mail. You get like these beautiful stickers, like eggplant stickers,
I
and
saw that and
yeah, so
the
cute.
artwork.
This extra
Oh
spicy
my
artwork
God.
that's like tied to an alternate ending, a extra spicy why choose alternate ending. Like I wrote this alternate ending. It's like 10,000 words of just smut.
I love
It
it.
is
I can't wait.
it is group scene, smut, crazy. Yeah, so the only way to get it is by pre-ordering, and you have to send me your receipt and then I will
Okay.
ship it
Well,
in the mail to you.
I will be doing that because one of my favorite tropes is white shoes. Like I love it. I don't care what anyone says. They can call me a basic bitch or whatever, but white shoes is my absolute favorite. I don't care how many there are. I don't care if it's men or women. Theys or thems. Let's let's go. Like let's
Let's go. Let's have a
like
party.
I know. I love it. So this when I saw that the Why Choose artwork, I was like, oh, hello. Okay. Gonna have to pre-order that through because I want to know what happens. I have to know. It's my favorite trope, so I gotta know. So
I'm excited. Yeah, no, it's gonna be super fun. And yeah, I'm stoked about it. I've had like one of my Bookstagram people read it and they were like, that was intense. That was a lot
yeah.
going on. So I hope the readers enjoy it. I mean, Holly Jolly July is quite a bit spicier than Not Your Basic Love Story,
Okay.
but I also am revamping Not Your Basic Love Story. It's getting a new cover, so I have like the old cover
Mm.
here and the new one there.
Oh,
And
cool. Okay.
yeah, they let me revise the words in page, which the story is the exact same.
Mm.
I just made it spicier, honestly.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more descriptive, which is totally fine, but the audiobook's gonna stay the same. So
Okay. It was
they're
good.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So you say that Holly Jolly's spicier. Like I like light spice, but I also like dark romance spice too. Like I'm all over the place. Like so you say it's gonna be spicier. Um, if you had to give it a chili pepper scale, what would you give it?
All right, so let's just make a benchmark here.
Okay.
So for five spice, I would probably say would be like a Sierra Simone novel.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, that to me is a five spice. Like there's some taboo stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of it is spice in that
Yeah.
book. Also just adore her. Um,
Yes.
so mine would probably be like a three spice.
Okay. Okay.
So open door, quite descriptive, not a whole lot of like taboo or anything like that.
Yeah.
There's five scenes in Holly Jolly July. So
Nice.
that to me is like three or four spice.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
and if it's descriptive, oh yeah, for sure. And I do like Sierra Simone. I have Priest on my shelf right now. I've been wanting to read it. It's like staring at me.
Oh
And
my God.
I have her holiday books that she co-wrote. Gosh, who did she write those with?
Julie Murphy.
Yes, yes, I have those on
Yes.
my shelf. I love them.
So good.
So good. And
So good. And also, A Merry Little Meet Cute is about them filming a Christmas movie too. So you will
I
adore that.
yeah, I love all of it. And Priest like I want to read it. It's staring at me. I fluctuate with what I'm reading, right? Like I do like, oh, so happy, fluffy, like cute little book, and then I'm like Den of Vipers. Like, like Haunting Adeline.
Yeah.
it's just like I'm all over the place. So like when people ask me what types of romance. I'm like, I'm kind of all over. I like a little bit of everything. That's how my music taste is too. But
Hmm.
if you had to pick, is Sierra Simone your favorite author, or who would you pick as one of like your top authors if you had to pick?
Oh, geez. Well, for very spicy, I would say Sierra Simone. And also the way she writes
Mm.
is like, I didn't expect it to be like such profound, beautiful, intelligent writing. Like I thought I was going to be picking up some smut. But it's like, holy God, this woman can write. Like the first book I ever read from her was American Queen.
Oh, yes. That's I actually heard
Yes.
I think it's getting delivered
Ooh.
today because that one and Priest have been on my list. But yeah,
Yes.
that one I've heard I mean, I know it happens because people have told
Yeah,
me,
of
but I'm
course.
like so excited to read it
Yeah.
because I've heard
So
it's just
good.
amazing.
Yeah, and it's like the spice is amazing too, but also the storyline and the way it's written just phenomenal. A beautiful, beautiful, amazing story. And also, anyone who has Spotify, Sinner is available if you have Spotify
Yeah.
on audiobook, and it's
Stop.
the guy, it's all told from the guy's perspective.
Okay. That's book
Um,
two, right? After
yeah,
Priest? Yeah, okay.
yes. And the voice.
Oh my
Mm.
I'm gonna
Let
have
me
to.
tell
I'm
you.
gonna have
So
to.
yeah, like Sierra Simone would be like top tier for me for like very spicy writing. And
Hmm.
then like more midland, like mid spicy books, I would
Yeah.
say Christina Loren.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I don't really read them very often is because it makes all the other books I read after kind of suck. So I have to be really careful with my reading lineup
Mm-hmm.
because it's really hard to go back from that.
It is. I love when that happens, but I hate when that happens. Like you read
Yeah.
such a good book and you're just so like you get all the feels and everything. It's just
Mhm.
amazing. And then you pick up the next book, you're like, this book maybe doesn't suck, but it does right now. Like it's because I just read
Yeah.
something that's so amazing. If you had to pick a book that you could reread and get that feeling again, what would you reread to get
Okay. Okay. Good. That question. So that brings me to my like low spicy favorite author would be Beth O'Leary.
Oh, okay.
And she wrote a book called The No Show by Beth O'Leary. And I have probably bought this book and given it away 5 times.
Okay, I'm writing this down, or I'm getting on my
The No
book app.
Show. And
The No
it's
Show.
incredibly sexy and swoony while being fade to black. So it's a good book to like give someone who's maybe getting new to
Oh, I
spice.
recognize this cover.
Yeah, yeah. It is
Okay.
the biggest twist. I was so angry. And then I was immediately so sad.
Oh, it looks good. It's got good reviews too.
Yeah, and it's just prepare yourself for happy endings. Like
Okay.
it's gonna get you, this one.
Okay.
I adore that book.
Okay.
Man, that's one I wish I could forget and read all over again
Yeah.
because it's one of those, like, obviously I read this book like 3 years ago. It's still haunting me.
Yeah. I I feel that way. Have you read Manacled yet by Sen Lin Yu? So
No.
Manacled is well, it's not online anymore, but it was a fan fiction, Draco and Hermione after
Oh, I've heard of this one. Yep,
if they
yep.
lost, what would happen? It's very Handmaid's Tale. It's very dark, but I have never cried so much. Like it was just so emotional, especially with how crappy things are right
Hmm.
now, right? It's very just like, oh gosh, gut-wrenching. But Senlin Yu is actually coming out with that book. They rewrote it and it's going to be released this fall and it's same idea, but obviously they can't use Harry Potter and Draco and
Yeah.
all that. So it's called Alchemized. So I pre-ordered it because I want to see how it compares because that Manacled was just that is like my god tier book. Like it's just my Roman Empire. It's so good. I had every year when I meet my reading goal, I get myself a gift because I do. So so I had somebody help me before I knew it was not okay to print and bind fan fictions and stuff and buy them. I did not know that was a thing when I got this, everyone, if you're listening. I know now that it's not okay, but I had somebody in Italy make me a custom leather bound book of Manacled. So I have like this glorious, beautiful book that was very expensive, like on like, the shelf, like just oh, it's just that book is so good. I definitely recommend it if you like Harry Potter.
Oh,
So
I will definitely read it.
yeah,
Well, I mean, I don't like Harry Potter anymore, and sadly,
yeah.
but like, you
Oh
know what
well,
I
yeah.
mean.
Oh yeah. J.K.
Unfortunately,
Rowling's a piece of shit. Okay, like
yeah,
let's be
absolutely.
like,
It's like,
yeah.
we have to separate. Like, I don't know.
I
It
like the
makes me so
movies.
sad.
It does because those stories when I was a kid, that's what got me into reading was Harry Potter.
Hmm.
And she is such a piece of crap human. I'm sorry. Like
Yeah,
she's a piece of crap.
agreed.
Actually, I'm
Yeah,
not sorry. Like so
I'm not
like
gonna apologize for that
yeah,
either.
no.
We have to protect our siblings,
Mm-hmm.
like our queer siblings. We're queer
Mm-hmm.
women, and we have to protect our queer siblings, and that's what's
Yeah.
important. And if they're saying something's not okay, it's
Yep.
not okay. You gotta
It's not
listen.
okay. Yeah, I have trans friends. I have
Mhm.
non-binary family members. I have so many friends and family that are a part of this community that and that's why like I have these new forums for authors or people who do want to come on the podcast. I openly state like if you support my current administration, like get the fuck out of here. Like you're not welcome here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
No,
give you a
thank you.
platform because I'm not going to give anyone who has that hateful, heart any room on my platform. Like,
Agreed.
absolutely not. So, gosh, like, oh, now I'm all fired up.
We're all
Like,
fired up.
yeah,
No,
I
I
know.
I agree with you. And it's
Yeah,
interesting that you mentioned like when you were growing up, you lived in a very religious household and you have like
yeah,
trauma from that. And
yeah,
it was the same for me with Harry Potter. Like I was not allowed to read Harry
yeah,
Potter.
yeah. Say, well,
Yeah.
my parents were divorced. So, like, my mom, she read Harry Potter too. Like, we read it together. Like, she would finish, my sister and I, we'd read the books. Like, she had the books. But it was my dad's side, and we're no contact at all with
Mhm.
him, so it's
Yeah.
fine. But that side was insane with him.
Hmm.
And yeah, the no Harry Potter, no trick or treating, Santa's not real. You know, we got told that when we were little, and we weren't allowed to believe in anything but what he was trying to indoctrinate us with, you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, and it's crazy. Like, a lot of authors I've spoken to, we have like very similar, like,
Like your life and my life, very similar. It's
we should
kind of
all like
weird.
have a retreat. Like, there's
We
like two, like,
do.
it's like,
A
you
goat
know,
yoga wine book retreat.
it's like, and it's just a lot of us, we have the same history, and that makes me sad that we all went through that. But now with that, you know, we can teach our family and friends, our kids, you know, hey, hate's not welcome here. You know, we're not like that. You know, my son, if he wants, what he's can do whatever he wants, you know, religion, belief, what he wants to believe. Okay, you can do that. Cool. Like, that's your choice. Like, I'm very into, like, make your own choices, because I didn't get that, you know, I didn't get
Mhm.
any rights, you know, to choose anything like that, anything for myself. So,
Yeah.
it's getting deep. We're getting deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
with, do you feel that your writing, because of what you went through growing up, is your writing a good outlet for you to get things out? How do you how do you think about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, writing was a way to maintain some semblance of my identity through becoming a mother.
Yes.
Because I've seen a lot of women lose track of who they are in that incredibly draining, beautiful process
Hmm.
and then struggle with their identity for years. And I've seen some women whose kids are grown up and moved out and they still have no idea who they are because they gave it everything. And if that's you and that's what you want to do and that makes you happy, more power to you. But for me, I dreaded that and I wanted to have something that was just for me, that was selfish, that I could always have. And I didn't do it for my kids. I didn't do it for my husband. I just did it for me.
Yeah.
And so it was a great way of escaping. And it was a great way to have a goal to work towards and a great way to have something that was just for me and not for anybody else. And I didn't really know if it was ever going to come this far, but I'm of the mindset you just aim the bar as high as you can go and keep pushing towards it
Yeah.
and just see what happens. And it's led me to some pretty incredible places so far.
I I'm like gonna tear up because you talking about that as a mom. I literally just had this conversation with my friends about, you lose, you need to find yourself. You need to find something specifically for you. You give so much, which is beautiful, right? It is a beautiful process. Um, but like, I had always worked since I was like 13, and then I became a stay-at-home mom because, well, childcare here in the US sucks. I'm guessing it might suck in Canada too a little bit, or is it better up there? Might be a little good. No?
It's pretty amazing up here in Canada. Like,
Oh God, it
A,
sucks down here.
I'm so sorry. You know
It
what? I
sucks.
had two C-sections and
Yeah.
I didn't, there's no bills. Like,
What?
I
I had a
walk out of the
C-section.
hospital, I high five everyone out of there, and I go, do, 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 do. See you
Oh
later,
my God.
dudes.
I
I
really
don't
wish we
know
had that
why
here.
anyone in the States has babies.
Because
It's
it's insane,
crazy.
right? It's insane.
Like,
It's so expensive. And oh God, I hate this current administration because now
mhm.
they're trying to bribe people to have more kids. And I'm like, you don't even want to help support. when those kids are out.
Exactly.
You don't want to help pay for school lunches. You don't want to help pay for hospital bills. You want us to pop out all these babies, yet you don't want to help support them, you know?
Exactly. It's
So,
like, oh, hey, you had this baby, now it's your
hmm
problem. It's like,
yes. Yeah. And that's why I know, like, with these times down here, I mean, my husband and I, we have talked about moving. We've talked about moving to Canada because, or at least my son and I going up there because my son's autistic. And down here right
oh
now,
no,
it's
yeah.
it's the scariest. Like sorry, I cried yesterday in therapy. I was just like such a mess because it is the scariest time as a mom for an autistic child. And I mean, I'll do anything for my son. So we've had this talk, and to have that be a conversation is just insane to me. Like it's just
Yeah.
in a short amount of time, we have gone so far backwards here. And even some of the books that we have, I'm concerned that they're banning them right and left. Like, so I'm picking up history books on Native American history, Black history, because they want to erase history.
Hmm.
So as a parent, I'm like, I do not want my son to not know these things. So I'm buying what I can while I can
Hmm.
because they don't want they don't want certain people to exist anymore here. And it's
It's just really
sad.
scary
It is. And
for an administration who claims to be all about freedom. It's like,
mhm,
no, you care
no,
about one specific narrative.
they
And
care
this whole
about
idea of making
privilege.
things great again, great for
Mhm.
frickin' who?
Yeah. Cis white males,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like you can go somewhere else. I'm
Hmm.
not here for that. It makes me
Yeah.
so angry. And I'm
Yeah.
really sorry you're going through that. Like I hear they're talking about making a registry.
Yes. And
It's
that,
scary.
and so the man running that RFK, oh God, he's just a real piece of crap human.
Yeah.
And so making a registry, like, I almost threw up hearing that because it's
Hmm.
just like, my son doesn't, my son is the best thing that has ever happened to me. I love my husband dearly, yes. But my son is just, he is so kind and so happy and doesn't deserve to be treated like that he is any different than anyone
Hmm.
else. And
Yeah.
it's just, sorry, it's just so emotional to like be going through that. And I know this is a book podcast. I know people are listening, but it is what it is right now here in the US. Like, and people, I'm sure, will be like, oh, it's really not that bad. Well, maybe not for you because you have so much privilege. You don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
The people that are literally getting their car windows broken out and pulled out of the cars, taken by
Hmm.
ICE to these detention centers and never to be heard from again.
Hmm.
Like
And they
that's
don't have any rights in those places.
no, no, they have no rights. They're not getting nutritious food. They're not getting health care. They're not getting medical care. They're not getting anything.
Yeah, they
You
have
know,
no idea how long they're going to be there.
correct.
They don't have access to any sort of like
Yeah.
law. It's
No.
ridiculous. It's really scary. It's a
Yeah.
really dangerous time to be alive as if you don't fit within this
Yes.
narrow window, which
Yeah.
newsflash, most people actually don't.
Yeah. And it's what bothers me is that administration is the one that's supposed to be, well, we love everybody, sorry, Christian mindset
Yes,
of the far
exactly.
right. And no, you don't. No, you don't. You don't love
Hmm.
everyone. If you loved everyone, you would not be doing this. So,
Yeah, you know
and
what? If Jesus came down and saw what they would be doing, he would be flipping tables so hard.
and also Jesus was brown. They would have
Yeah,
deported him. They wouldn't
he
have,
would be hanging out with
like,
all the trans people.
right? Yeah, he loves
Yeah,
everyone. And so, yeah, it's a dumpster fire here. Like, I'm just like, it's
yeah.
hard. And so for me, like, reading is like something that kind of can just get me
Hmm.
out of my head for a little bit because it is
Yes.
just so much right now. And I don't know, like I have to ask my friends who live in other countries. I'm like, what's going on? Because we're not seeing everything, you
Hmm.
know? And that's terrifying to not know everything that's going on.
Yeah. And the nice thing too about reading, especially the books that we read, they're written by incredibly intelligent women,
Yes.
most of which who are queer and very like feminist and accepting and
Yes.
loving. So you get to escape into these
Oh
worlds
yeah.
where, you're existing in this world where everyone's loved and everyone's
Yes.
accepted. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish that were real.
It the thing it could be real. It
It could
totally
be.
could be real. But
Yeah.
sadly it's not. And that
Mhm.
sucks. And I have an interview on Saturday with an author. He is Julian Winters. Have you read Julian
No, I
Winters' books?
haven't. No.
So I read his book, gosh, was it last month? One of his books. He used to do YA books and then he came out with this queer romance. And it is so cute. You have to read it. Let me get the title of it so I don't butcher it. But Julian Winters, I'm talking with him on Saturday, and that love story just gave me so much like hope and like it just was very sweet. Let me see where it's at. Julian.
Gonna have to write his name down too.
Yeah, I think they love you is the title of that one. And yeah, the story is really cute. Fake dating kind of
Ooh,
vibe. Like
I love fake dating.
fake dating and ex fake dating. Like, yeah, it's good. I loved that book very, very much.
So
But
second chance romance, fake dating.
yes, yes,
I'm here for
yes.
it.
Yeah, it's so good. And those stories and these authors, all of it, we need to stick together
We
because
do.
the only way we're going to be able to get through this is together. Like that's,
Mhm.
you know, keep sharing our stories, keep sharing all these authors, keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing, because the moment that we go silent is when they think they've won, and I don't want them to win. So,
Exactly. Yeah. We need to keep investing in our queer people,
yes, there's,
show them
did,
that their space matters and that we love them
yes.
and believe them
Oh, yeah.
and that we're here to support them.
Did you do the trans readathon last month? Was it last month? Trans readathon. It was put on Instagram. Here, let's see, where was it? And it
I
was
didn't
all
even know it was
support.
happening. I missed out.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it was March 21st through the 31st for the Trans Day of Visibility. And they do it every year. It's not, I'll send it to you on Instagram here. But on here, they shared uh trans authors, and all the books, different, it's not just romance, different books, different genres. And I'll send this page to you on Instagram if I can do that. Share we go. There we go. Okay. Gotta scroll down and find you. There you are. Okay. All right. I just sent it to you.
Perfect.
So,
Thanks.
yeah. So they do it every year. And I think I saw it initially from, who was it? Another like book talker shared it. Um, but also India Vane, author. Have you read her books? I had her on the podcast here. She's wonderful. Her books are good too. And she shared the trans visibility. I think she's down in Southern California. That's right. Yeah. So we all just got to stick together, love on each other because, they're trying to break us down and it's really hard. So,
You just have to stay strong. Like they're trying to break
yeah.
us down and we
Yeah.
can't let them do it.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And I I will have to come to Canada. I mean I might be, with the way things are coming up or going on down here. Which is scary to think about having to figure that out. But
Yeah.
Canada is close and safe, and I like the people up there. So I like the environment up there. I haven't been in a little bit. I need to, now that my son has his passport, I think we're gonna take him up there for a little weekend. Um, and I've heard that the care for autism in Canada is really good too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very neurodiverse friendly. Like
Yeah.
my kids are getting in the process of their diagnosis as
Okay.
well. So his teachers at school and everything are phenomenal. Like there's no overhead lighting in the classrooms.
Oh, nice.
There's like quiet corners, and then there's like neurodiversity specialists.
Yeah.
So there's, I think, probably like two or three autistic kids in my kids' class.
Yeah.
And I told my teachers when they were placing him, like, put him with the autistic kids because he really understands them and they get
Yeah.
along great. Turns out, he's on the
Yeah.
spectrum too.
Yeah.
So runs in my family.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, very, very friendly up here. Lots of funding for it.
Yeah.
A friend of mine has two kids with different, like, varying levels of need, and they've been with like three different types of therapists since they
Oh my
were
God, that's
two,
amazing.
and it's all government paid for. They get like it all
Ugh.
funded. It's
I
amazing.
it is, and I think that's what's so hard down here is the medical is just for anything, even going for a little cold. It is so expensive and so insane, and the insurance companies just gut you. Like I said, having a baby. My C-section, it was into I think before my insurance, it was like over $100,000, something like that. Because I was in the hospital for a couple days and had some issues, but yeah,
How can anyone recover from that?
you can't.
Like you just don't. Like I
You
think that's
can't.
what they do is they make sure that everyone is so crippled in debt you can't do
Hmm.
anything but work and be exhausted all of the time.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to do a revolution and uprise
Yeah.
when you are
When you
buried
have to
in debt
work,
and you're
yeah.
sick and you're tired because you can't afford to go to
Exactly.
the doctor?
Exactly. And you can't afford your housing. But yet they have all these empty houses, yet they don't want to take care of the homeless. And they have, oh God, there's just a plethora of issues here. And, I could talk for hours on that. That
I know.
is just
It's so
so
sad.
heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking. And I care so much for others, like I just have that personality where you need something? Okay, got it. Let me come to you. What do you need? What do you need? You need me to pick you up somewhere? You need me to bring you something? You're sick? Like, do you want me to do dinner, grocery delivery? What do you need? I just care with like my whole soul, and so to see people not care about others it just hurts. So,
Yeah. And I think that's the main difference between people on the political spectrum. It's like, how much empathy do you have for people who are different from you?
hmm.
And
Yeah.
there's a huge difference in
Yeah.
there. It's kind of crazy. And it's like one of those things where I get into my little bubble, my little writing bubble with
Yeah.
beautiful human beings like you, and we all believe the same thing and think the same way. And then I step out of
Yeah.
my bubble and it's like, what do you
Yeah.
mean vaccines cause autism though?
Oh
Like, do you
God,
actually
yeah.
believe that?
Oh
It's
my
like, oh,
God.
I
When I,
forgot that's a thing.
yeah,
It's just
oh,
alarming.
it is. And oh God, when my son was first diagnosed, I had to keep my mom rage in because well, she's not a friend, but she was. Um, Told me it's because of my son, because I vaccinated my son, and I lost my shit. I lost it. I was like, no. So yeah, it
Yeah.
just
It's a
when we
gene linked to intelligence.
yeah, and when
So
we
sorry, my family's smarter than yours.
yeah, it was just like it's just the ignorance,
Yeah,
And so yeah, like when we are in these reading or writing bubbles, I honestly think it's because we hope we hope that our worlds that we're reading or we're writing will be like that because it's just so good. It's so good in some of these stories that we want that to be the reality.
exactly.
Yeah.
You
Oh
end up
gosh.
learning so much about other people and other places and other situations. And
Yeah.
I've learned so much reading romance novels.
Right?
Ridiculous.
There are so many good books out there. One, I don't think I'll ever finish my TBR. It's like it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna have books forever. And also there's so many good authors out there. You know, Great indie authors that need to be discovered, that
Mhm.
deserve to be discovered. There's so many good books out there, and I'm really glad that I met you and I stumbled upon your book because I am very happy we had this conversation. Like this is awesome and you're awesome and I'm definitely gonna come visit. So
I would love
like
that.
yeah,
You're amazing. I'm
thank
so
you.
happy that we stumbled into each other. Like, how
Yeah.
random.
It's like honestly universe, I think.
Hmm.
Like universe, like it's just been such a fun ride to meet all these amazing authors and all these amazing people in the book community. Like I'm learning so much. It's definitely a learning curve because I'm so new to everything. I've read a little bit when I was younger, but I've only been really reading for the last couple of years, 3, 4 years. So it's just it's really nice to meet everybody and get to know everyone and get to know your characters and your books. And Holly Jolly July comes out June 17th. I cannot wait to read it. What were the two places again that we could pre-order?
You can order it at Third Place Books
Okay.
or the Bookman if you're Canadian.
Okay.
But you can order it from any bookstore and send me the receipt, and I'll send you that
Nice.
extra spicy content.
Okay. Just reach to you on your website
Yeah,
or
so if you go to
okay.
Instagram, click in the links, there's a
Okay.
link there for everything.
Perfect. Okay. So I will make sure to link everything in the notes for here for your website, your Instagram. Are you on TikTok? Do you have any? Oh, I think yeah, you're on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so TikTok, I'll make sure to link everything for all the things and all the pre-orders and everything. And I can't wait to read that book. It was so nice to meet you.
It's so
Thank
nice
you
to meet you
so
too. Thank
much.
you for
Yeah.
having me.
Of course, anytime. And when the book comes out, if you want to come back on and talk about the book, I'm down to talk about books. So I would love to have you back on here to talk about that book because I'm gonna need to talk about it.
I will 100% take you up on
Yes,
that offer.
okay, good. Because especially for a bisexual book, I'm like, I have to know. I have to talk about it. So we're
Yeah.
actually reading a couple of books right now for book club. One of them is a lesbian book, but yeah, it's just I like including all this stuff. So I think I'll suggest it for book club too. So I'll be like, yes, because we have a
Oh,
lot of bi people in book club too. So that's good.
I'm excited for that. I'm really curious to see how they feel about it because their reviews have been really interesting so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't read the reviews yet. It looks like it's got a lot of good ones so far.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah.
like at a 4.3. So
That's
the bi
awesome.
people love it. The sapphic people are like, I skipped the first spicy scenes. The last two were great.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I
yeah,
understand. Yeah, I
that
get
I
that.
totally I
Yeah.
respect you for trying.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome.
Yeah. Like we all have,
Things
what
that
we
we like.
like and things we don't like.
Exactly. I wrote it for
Yeah.
the bi girls. You can read
Yeah.
it no matter who you are, but I specifically, it's a love letter to bi girls like us.
Woohoo. But thank you again so much, Lindsay, for coming on. And I can't wait to read your book. Thank you.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you so much.
Yep. All right.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. If you would like more episodes, make sure to subscribe to our Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, and more. All the links are going to be listed below. And we hope you follow us on our social media where we are at the Spicy Book Club Podcast.